phase 3, but what sort of prep do you have to do as an analyst to get everything in order?
Well, that's actually a lot more than people think, I'd say. Of course, a lot of the base is from like when I was a player myself. So I know a lot of the games, but also coaching as well. You get a lot of knowledge from that, not just about the game, but also how players act, how you acted yourself, the pressure you're feeling in those situations. But also like knowing every player and every team, how they work as a player, what they are good on, what they're bad on. You gotta have all that in your head already because you don't really have time to dig for it somewhere. So you need to know that. We're talking about like 500 to 600 players maybe that I know straight off all about. And on top of that, when you make it to a big event like we had Nations Cup recently in Korea, where it was some players I didn't know anything about. So I just need to study those players because all the other players I already knew about. But studying players and knowing them is a lot harder than you think. Like, we're talking about for a player to know a little bit about them, you need to put like 10 hours at least. And that's just one player. And let's say I had like 15 players. That's 150 hours just to like know the basics of them. On top of that, I also want to know like statistics, stuff like that, their backgrounds, all that stuff. So just today before this, for example, I put down about 4 hours of work preparing for this upcoming weekend here. And I mean, for this weekend, it's kind of easy because I've been working the previous weekends, the previous phases. So I have all that info already. So it's just a few hours, I'd say. But also like every day I come home after we're done, I would still keep on doing research for another hour or two maybe. Because I always want to try also to find something new to bring up to the audience. So it's not always like repeating the same things because that can be very boring when you do 96 games. So what we want to do is every week I try to find new points to talk about that is interesting, not just for viewers, but it's also like this is the main topics right now in the game as well.